Welcome back to my channel. Today we will understand reaction of alkanes. Okay. In the previous classes we have already understood that alkanes are generally unreactive. They are not very reactive because they are saturated and they have carbon-carbon single bond, which is very strong bond. Okay. So now there is the two reaction only which we will study under this section is cracking and substitution by chlorine. Okay, so let's start with substitution by chlorine. Okay, so substitution by chlorine, of course in alkanes. Okay. Now the name itself, substitution, means taking place of someone. Okay, so in this reaction, hydrogen of alkane will be substituted by chlorine. Okay. So we can understand it like this. Alkane plus chlorine will give halogen alkane plus hydrogen chloride. Okay. Now in this reaction, the most important thing we should know is this reaction takes place in presence of ultraviolet light. Okay. So in absence of ultraviolet light, this reaction will not take place. Right. Now let's see, suppose we will take alkane CH4 and react with chlorine. So the product will be CH3Cl plus HCl. Okay. Now only thing you should know, here we need to write light. Is it clear? Light or ultraviolet light. So this reaction is not complete until and unless we write arrow. On arrow we write light, because light is a condition for this reaction. If there is no light, no reaction. Okay. Now name of this compound, this is methane and this is chloromethane. Okay, we can understand this reaction in the form of structure also. Okay, so suppose this is the carbon which has 4 hydrogen, H plus Cl and Cl. See what happened in presence of UV light. What happened? This Cl bond break and one of the Cl will take one of the hydrogen of methane and it will form, the product will form like this, a carbon with 3 hydrogen and one bond is open. So to this bond, this chlorine will get attached. Okay, to this bond, this chlorine will get attached. So chlorine will get attached here and HCl is out. But remember one thing, okay, the reaction will not take place if UV light is not there, because UV light is responsible for giving this reaction the activation energy. Okay, the activation energy, once the activation energy is reached, then only the reaction starts. So UV light, only you have to understand UV light is very important in this reaction. Okay, so this is the substitution reaction in alkane is finished. Now we will do cracking. So cracking is the process. From the name itself we understand cracking means breaking. So cracking is breaking of what? It is a breaking of, cracking is breaking of higher, less useful hydrocarbons into a smaller more useful carbons in presence of heat and catalyst. Okay, so breaking of higher or heavier, less useful hydrocarbon into smaller, more useful hydrocarbon in presence of heat and catalyst is known as cracking. So the purpose of cracking is also explained here. Purpose of cracking is the bigger molecules of hydrocarbon are of less useful. So when we break them, we are making them more useful. Okay, so for example, carbon 10 alkane, that is C10H22. When it is heated in presence of catalyst, we will get C6H14 plus C4H8. Okay, so this hydrocarbon is broken into hexane and butene. Okay, so in catalyst you need to know that one of the product is always alkene, and it is not that always when octane is cracked, hexene and butene will be formed. It can also broken into this compound like C5H12 plus C5H10. Okay, which means it can be cracked in many different ways. Many different hydrocarbon can be formed from same bigger hydrocarbon. The thing which is common here is that always one of the product is alkene during cracking. So we can just write it down like during cracking, one of the product is always alkene. Okay, so this you need to understand, one of the product is always alkene, always. Okay, so you can understand this, the other product may be alkane or something, but one of the product will be always alkene. Next, so one of the product is always alkene, right? The next thing is that hydrogen can also be formed as a product. Okay, hydrogen can also be formed as a product in cracking. Okay, now here one thing we should know, hydrogen is not always formed as a product. Sometime, we can say sometime hydrogen can also form as a product. Okay, so you understand, alkene is always formed and hydrogen is sometime formed as a product. Now coming to the most important thing, which type of question we can expect from cracking. So in cracking, generally what they do, they will give you a larger hydrocarbon, like suppose they give you C12H 24 plus 2 26. So when it is cracked, they will give you what? 2 and fill in the blanks plus C6H14. Okay, C6H14, and here 2 with a blank. Now what we will do, first of all you see whether the product given is alkane or alkene. Product given is alkane because number of hydrogen is double plus 2. And now they are saying that alkene which is formed are 2 in number, means 2 mole of that alkane is formed. So what we will do is, out of 12 carbon, 6 carbon is already used. So we have only 6 carbon left. So this is C3. 3 2s are 6. Okay. Now hydrogen will be this. So the answer will be C3 and 6. Now let us see. 2 3s are 6 plus 6. 12 carbon. So carbon is balanced. Hydrogen. 2 6 are 12 plus 14. So hydrogen is also balanced. Okay. So in this way they can ask you the question. They will give you the heavier hydrocarbon and they will give you one of the alkane or alkene, and they can ask you the next question.